Hi, everybody. It's Elizabeth Erbrecht. This is Conversations on Death and Dying, the video show that is for people who want to talk about death and dying, don't want to talk about it, have questions and everything in between. So today's topic is going to be a little different. This is a personal story. I wanted to share this with you guys, and I just had to process it before I shared it. So I had a client who passed away a couple weeks ago. Her name was Natalie. And when she passed away, my reaction was a little different than it used to be. My normal reaction for clients that have passed away, I don't really have a whole lot of reaction. Well, I shouldn't say that. My reaction is just different than a lot of other people. I work with death and dying because it's ease for me. It's something I enjoy. And for me, there typically is not a lot of emotional upset. And with Natalie, there wasn't a lot of emotional upset. It was just different. My emotional processing through it was just different for me than I normally do. And I'm not going to go into full depth of what I normally do versus what I don't do, because every time is different. But this was really different. And I was asking questions around it. I was talking to Natalie about it. And I was just sort of wanting in the process of her death. And I came to a realization that the reason it felt a little different for me, her death, was because she was my client for 3 years prior to her dying. And she is the first person that I've ever worked with for a long period of time before they died, and had more than a relationship than 6 months or less. Typically, the many deaths that I've been involved in is hospice, and they come in, they're dying, they know they're dying, we know they're dying, we work with them, they pass away, and we go on to the next person, because that's what a hospice is. And with this one, with Natalie, this was different because she was a personal client of mine. She did not come see me because she was passing away. She came to see me because she needed massage, and I've been seeing her for many years. So it was just really interesting that she got to be my first. And I actually talked to her about this before she died. I asked her if I could essentially use some of her stories, and who she was with me, in my business, and she teasingly told me that she would, but she'd be watching, making sure I was doing it right. Natalie was a sister of Divine Providence, and she was just such a wonderful, loving woman, and did a lot of work for the sisters in Korea and in Rome, and was just a wonderful person. And she was highly regarded in the community. And so it's one of those things that I had just a different experience. And I'm really grateful for the contribution that she was to me and in what I do. And I'm really grateful for you guys also for me to be able to share this here. So I have a question for you guys. In your experiences with death, what were your awarenesses with different deaths in your life? Were they different? Did you react different? Did you feel different? And if you feel like you want to share that, you can leave a comment with this video. If you have any questions, please leave comments. And thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. It's amazing that even after 15 years of working in hospice, every death is still different. So thank you. This is Conversations on Death and Dying with Elizabeth Erbrecht, the show for people that want to talk about death and dying, don't want to talk about it, have questions, and everything in between. Thanks. Have a great day. I'll see you guys next week.